Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifers Show, baby. Let's get Fiat Leak up there. I'm going to load up that book map and show you what's happening today. Oh. There we go. I got something big brewing. That silver trade is cooking. I'm going to tell you something huge about silver. I don't think you're going to believe it. It's actually true. I can't believe it. I think you might want to know this. So I'm going to share some info with you I found out today about silver. Only I can do that. One, two, 1, 2. You there? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's jump on it a bit early, shall we? I can't take it anymore. I can't wait any longer. I'd like to go to sleep too on a Saturday night. I go to bed I was up at 6:30 this morning. Let's put the lemon in the water. I have so much to tell you. I sat with people that are basically making the new financial system with Bitcoin. And they're explaining why Bitcoin is just so much superior to the rest of the world's financial instruments. And I'm going to discuss this with you tonight. We're going to break down Bitcoin, have some fun, but this is a bigger picture idea. And I'm going to show you the flywheel effect of Bitcoin. And what is that? A flywheel is something that takes momentum and continues it, right? So if you have an investment portfolio that can grab, put in, put back, grab, put in, put back, tax-free, I got so much to show you and teach you right now. It's going to blow your mind, all right? And some of you already know this, but it's how to implement it in a new world with new stage ideas and bring us to the next level in the forefront of finance. So, I mean, today I sat with some of the greatest minds in cryptocurrency. People with 300 mil, 500 mil, you know, and again, it's not about their wealth, but it's the fact that they are that wealthy and they're implementing their power and time into Bitcoin. And that changed my life. I saw many, many wealthy people at the Four Seasons in Naples, pulled up in the Lambo to the valet. It was an experience, I'll tell you that. 2 hours drive, about an hour and 45 minutes there and back on my way there this morning. All right, let's just talk about on my way there this morning. Let me let myself tell you, because I can't tell you as good as I can tell you. What are you talking about? Well, let me show you here. So here you go. All right. Lamborghini, you just saved my life. I swear on my life. I'm driving on the highway, I-75, and there's a ladder. A ladder had fallen out of some guy's truck. It came across 2 lanes. I looked to the right. I was in the middle lane. I see the guy to me slam on his brakes. I don't know what's happening. I look up. There's a ladder right there in front of me. Disc brakes were able to stop me in time. I swerve and accelerate. I missed that ladder by 6 inches. If I hit that ladder in this low car, I would be dead right now, or who knows what would happen to me. I definitely would have made it to Naples, I'll tell you that right now. Everybody,
get on your hands and knees right now and pray God for everything you have in your life and say thank you. I just came inches from losing my life possibly, or totaling this Lamborghini in shit. Like I missed a ladder on the highway. I called 911. I told them there's a ladder on the highway. So, you know what I mean? I gave them where I was, my mile marker, 155 on I-75. This is insane, folks. I still can't believe it. I'm in a state of shock right now. It's been about 20 minutes. I've had some time to kind of like let it sit in my mind, but dude, I just came inches from going into a ladder on a low-profile Lamborghini on the highway. I truly believe Lamborghini's braking system and acceleration saved my life. If I was in an Escalade, I think I went right over it. Maybe I would have been all right on an Escalade, but I don't think I would have been able to see it. I don't think I would have been able to get out in time. Lamborghini, you saved my life. Thank you so much for your engineering, because without your engineering,
it's funny, right? But it's true.
I probably might not be making this video right now.
Yeah, so cherish your life, and this is what it was. It was like this. It was laying like this, and I saw it, and I was able to swerve around it. It was insanity. It's funny. You can make Grok videos, which is funny, right? And like Grok made this for me as if like, you know what I mean? It's pretty hilarious. But that's, you know what I mean? I mean, who knows what would have? Could have got caught underneath the car. I could have been driving with it. I could have pushed it. Then another car could. There's like 1,000 things that could have happened to the ladder, right? Like someone says, oh, they're hollow. You would have run over it and been fine. And maybe that's the case, but it probably would have dented the side of my car. Probably would have caused some damage. Maybe chipped the rim. You know what I'm saying? So I do actually, where I moved away, I got a paint chip on my rim, which I think the ladder clipped me. I think the ladder clipped a piece of my rim because I got a paint chip now on one of my rims, which, you know, kind of stinks. They're very high-end Rohana rims. Whatever. Who cares? I'm alive. That's all that matters. And then just let me give you a look at where I was today.
Seeing some people that really are the biggest people behind the scenes. You don't see some like big influencers and YouTubers. You're seeing people with big money, hundreds of millions of dollars, people that are stacking sats on a big level, people that run hedge funds, people that are doing convertible notes, people that are using Bitcoin as pristine capital to back mortgages, to create better instruments in the financial industry. Right now, all the financial industry is based off the US dollar, right? It's a falling currency. It's not strong. It creates weakness and risk towards whatever you're investing in. Bitcoin takes that risk away and makes it better. You would learn all this here at Bitcoin Day in Naples at the Four Seasons. Check it out.
So yeah,
so I'm here at
I found out about like Thursday night, decided I should drive over there, check it out, and get myself going. And so that's what I did. And what a day it was to be alive here. So let's break it down. Let's show you what I see happening real quick for BTC. And it's going to be pretty fast. And then silver, man. This is the silver trade that we're all in. If you're in with me, this is the silver trade. This was what we were talking about, getting in here at about 76, 78. Remember, we were here. We sold this. Came back up, came back. I bought this wick. It broke out, came back down, continued to break out. And so I got a stop loss, you know, basically down in these areas here. And I want to see if we can get all the way up, I don't know, to about, what, 115, right? So you got this flag here, too, right? This flag really is what I'm looking at. And, you know, you could put a stop loss at, I think, anywhere below these wicks. And then see if this thing can plow further to the upside, get all the way to like 110, 113. You know, silver just looks like it's cooking, and the daily looks interesting. And someone was telling me that the U.S. Mint changed the price to $180 an ounce. I don't know if that's true, because when I read it, it was unverified. So that's, you know, but there was talks about just excitement of silver even at the event tonight. People were bringing up silver, talking about it. It was interesting. So I just, you know, want to bring that up. I do have a silver trade. I can't show it right now, and I'm not being rude. It's just because MEXC it kicked me out, and I have to open a VPN and load up, and I don't want to mess up the stream right now. But I'm going to look at it later or tomorrow morning or whatever. So let's take a look at what's happening here for BTC. We talked about if the 4-hour could break back above this previous resistance as support. We got the bounce, but then look, we kind of double topped here at resistance. And Bitcoin was unable to get back above this key level. I needed Bitcoin to kind of make a right shoulder to the upside here. Let's talk about how the 1 hour looked. I put my green box, said we were likely going to pump further to the upside. We did not, right? And again, my green box is something fun. You know, I do TA. I don't do predictions. Basically, because here you could have seen that was a double top and we wouldn't get there. Look, it kind of looks like cat ears. It does look like some cat ears that fell further to the downside here for Bitcoin. Very interesting. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Can you get back to the green box here? Can you get back above that key level? Let's take a look at it. It kind of looks more like shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder now, right? It just doesn't look good. More like a descender right off the bat when I just look at it. Let's take a look at what I'm seeing. Again, Thursday night, low volume. It's for me, it's just DCA into Bitcoin. That's all. Like, I don't really go hard on Saturday night. Wow, what a fast set. I woke up at 6:30 in the morning. I left my house and drove to Naples. I was there the whole day. I went to the Capitol Grill for dinner at Naples. It was amazing. Frank was the server. He was from Philly. The guy was so nice. He was like one of the service at the Capitol Grill is just absolutely exceptional. Absolutely exceptional, I have to say. Like, I've been to the Capitol Grill probably 50 to 60 times in my life in many different locations. The Boston location, the New York location, 2 of the different Boston locations, actually. The one downtown, the one in Chestnut Hill, one here in Sarasota, the one here in Naples. And, man, yeah, I've been to the one in Miami, too, as well. I just like them. I know what I'm going to get. They have this, similar things on the menu. They have good specials. And, yeah, it's like, I got to tell you, if they're pricey, two people can easily spend $300 like that, We had the oysters, we had the porcini dry aged ribs, ribeyes. It was a good meal. I had the lobster bisque with the cherry. They pour in the cherry sauce. It's amazing. Anyway, this looks more like a descending triangle. It does want to take a dump to the downside. Resistance, resistance, resistance. I gotta say, this is starting to look a little more bearish than bullish to me. Unless we can get on out of here. And it kind of looked like that, remember, the other day where we took the dump. Remember? Descending, we got back in, we went sideways. But now it just looks like it's continuing this kind of bearish move here. Anyway, I'm just showing you what I see. I have no idea. You have to understand. I'm just interpolating the markets the way I see it. I don't expect anything. I'm not, there's no reason I'm doing it. I'm not like trying to get you to do, everyone's like, oh, influencers. I'm really not an influencer. I happen to influence people maybe in some way, shape, or form to be positive and loving, right? I guess you could call me a positive life, love, God influencer, right? I'm trying to make people happy all the time. And I do teach cryptocurrency, and I want to teach people about financial freedom. I want people to understand that you can become financially free by saving your money, investing, and slowly gaining. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to say you should be taking this financial advice, but I believe anyone can become financially free if they save their money, put their money to work, and stay disciplined. It's really about discipline, getting off drugs and alcohol, not doing things with your money that don't help you, not doing things with yourself that don't help you. I had a friend, he said, is it good for your mind, good for your body, good for your wallet? If it's not good for any of those 3 things, then it's not worth doing, right? If it hurts your mind, don't do it. If it hurts your body, don't do it. And if it hurts your wallet, don't do it. I guess some things hurt your wallet, but I mean in a negative way. Like giving away something may hurt your wallet, but that, to me, that doesn't hurt your wallet. That's giving things away. That's a good thing. But if it if overeating hurts your wallet, think about it, then don't do it. It hurts your body and your wallet. It's pretty interesting, right? FGPT, FERD, GPT, interesting. AIA had a crazy move. Rare. Axie Infinity continuing to kind of show some love there, but let's take a look at BTC. I don't want to get too altcoin heavy tonight. So swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down on price action here on Bitcoin. Tells me we're going to break this high before we break this low. Even though it seems, see, the thing about hidden bullish, price action will look so bearish and everyone will feel like it's just not going to happen. It'll almost, your instincts and your mind and your emotions will tell you there's no way that's going on. That's why it's hidden. It's like most people would never believe it. And it happens. And then they're like, what? But there was an indicator. It was telling you that it was going to happen. It was hidden bullish divergence. So we still have hidden bullish on the monthly. And we just got to close, we could come all the way back down to 90,000, come back up. As long as we close this candle above this candle, and preferably be above this wick, and we make a nice bullish engulfing candle. You can put this candle inside of that candle. Forget the wicks, but you can put this block inside of that rectangle, right? So that is hidden bullish divergence. It is. Like, I'm not trying to lie to you. I'm not saying what I feel, think, or believe. This has nothing to do with me, folks. This is an indication on the charts. I'm just revealing it. Like if it was raining and I opened the door and I told you it was raining, that's not me telling you what I feel, think, right? I'm telling you it's raining, right? That's I really plan my TA to be something that just tells you what's happening. I know some people think it's my trading style. Oh, it's the way he trades. No, I just watch the markets. When the markets touch the 21, like, look, sad to say, this could be a nasty bear flag on the 5-day chart. This could be ready for a massive dump. Because I studied this, right? When you touch the 21, you pump up, you come back, you hit this, you usually pump. This could take us to 56,000. We are not out the water yet. Like, I want to repeat this. But like, Sam, you showed hidden bullish every day. What are you talking about? I don't get it. You're saying there's a 90% chance? Yeah, all the other times I've used that indicator, we've broken out. But I can't guarantee you that that's going to happen each time, right? There's just no... That looks like a cup and handle, right? That looks like an inverse cup and handle that wants to dump to the downside. Am I wrong? I mean, I got to be honest with you. Like, it doesn't look amazing. That would send us to $56,000, $55,000 BTC, all right? And right now we're getting rejected by the 21. There is a bit of a wick here on the 5-day chart. But man, we have 2 days and 22 hours, and the 5-day chart could end up all the way back down here at the bottom of this channel. Yikes. One thing that I do like I pointed out earlier today, and see how like I give some mistake, like some things are good on the 5-day, some things are bad on the 3-day. I keep going until maybe we get, you know what I mean? What I do is I look for all the bullish and bearish from the monthly all the way to the 1 minute. And then I know that the 1 minute doesn't have as much edge as the monthly. And I know that the daily doesn't have as much edge as the 1 hour. But I take all that into account subconsciously because my mind's been juggling these probabilities for so long that it actually has a finite probability number. Like, I can't give you the number. I don't know what it is, but my mind figures it out. My mind's like, well, from all the other times I've seen this, Sam, this is the odds of this. And I'm able to make a pretty good picture for me. Honestly, I know I'm accurate. For me personally, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I mean, I do. I want you all to love me and believe that I'm great at trading and at helping you. But I know my probabilities is all I'm saying. I know that when I tell myself price action is likely to go somewhere, I am usually correct. It's, you know, sounds pompous and rude, but I'm more right than I'm wrong. I've been more right than I'm wrong in the last 10 or 12 years, and the better I get at TA, the more. Again, I should say you, because I don't want you to think I'm talking about myself all the time. It's about you. Like, you will get better at TA the more you do it, just like I did. You will find these truths that I'm giving you right now. I'm someone that went through these truths, so all I can tell you is my life and how it happened for me. This looks like a bit of a rising wedge bear flag. I gotta be honest. Someone say, oh no, but it broke out. We're just retesting the top of the trend line. We're outside of the flag already. This has been had. I get, you know, you could say that, but I don't know, sketchy times. And I think it's better off to draw the more bearish flag and have it not play out than think that we definitely are on the way to the upside, right? So there's a chance that you just kind of come down, come up, wiggle here, and then, yeah, you still end up somewhere down at 55, at least retesting this bottom zone at 85,000. Some would say, but isn't this an inverted head and shoulder? Isn't that a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder? Didn't we break out? And I'd say, yes, you know it is. But we got to see what this 3-day candle does. In 21 hours, tomorrow night, we're going to find out. And that's going to be Sunday night, weekly candle close. That 3-day candle will close in conjunction with the weekly. It doesn't always do that, right? Because it offsets. Because it's 3, then 1, then, you know, and then it puts it back to 9 days. But every once in a while, the 3-day candle will close on the same night as the weekly. And that's what we're going to see tomorrow. And that's interesting. I would actually like to juxtapose. When the 3-day candle closes on the weekly, what does it look like? And go back to all those different times when the 3-day candle matches the weekly candle. It's interesting. Because it doesn't always. Like, if you go back a week to last Friday, you wouldn't... Anyway, we could spend a bunch. So this looks bearish. The one thing that I keep talking to everyone is, okay, but Bitcoin got back above the daily resistance. Resistance. Like, and it freed itself. And so for me, you could kind of say that it was in an ascending triangle. It broke out. The 3-day looks like a rising wedge that wants to dump on us, though. And I gotta, you know, give that the respect that it deserves. So this looks like we're making a flag. And this is what I wanted to see. I just wanted to see Bitcoin make a flag on the daily. I wanted to see it revisit the 21-day moving average and bounce off the 20 and bounce, right? That's what I'm looking for. Something like this. Previous resistance, you need that support. So I'm telling people too, like, you could wait for us to get above 96.9 before you want to make a massive long. And that might be that's very low risk. Like, that's like being a Sally, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with Sally trading, like making sure it's perfect, you know? Sally trading. Don't be a Sally over here. What's a Sally? When I was a kid, they called you a Sally when you were kind of weak or scared to do something, all right? You know? Or if you didn't do it all the way, you were kind of nervous, you were a Sally. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who Sally was. And I'm sorry if your name is Sally. I don't mean to be rude. I'm so sorry. Sorry. So another thing, though, is when the daily moving averages get this tight, we tend to get flared up to the 200 moving average, just like the 12-hour and the 22 did. When they got tight, I kept telling you we were going to flare up. Remember, I made this call. What a beautiful call I made. Remember that morning, I just said, you know what, this is a cup and handle. I said, I'm done being in the middle. I said, I'm all along. This is it. And we had the ferocious pump. We took massive profits. We made massive gains. It was amazing this week, let's be honest. And then I also called, remember the pump last week, and we made gains on Monday of the week before that. I made $7,000 from Sunday to Monday. So, things have been going our way. I'm not over trading. I suggest you don't as well, but you're going to do whatever makes you happy no matter what I say. So I'm looking for this daily to go sideways just 2 more days. 1, 2, Monday night. We never breach. Now, the second the daily closes below here, the whole story changes. The narrative changes. I'll be looking for a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and I'd probably short that right shoulder to the downside. So I'm looking for this right shoulder to short if we break this trend line. And I want to see us keep this trend line and get the bounce. It is also called an ascending cup and handle. I came up with this term. No one taught it to me. But, the one side is higher than the other. It is ascending, right? It's moving up. And it's a cup with a handle. I call it the ascending cup and handle when the other right side of the cup is way higher than the left. I coined my own technical terms because I see things in all my deep analysis that not everybody saw. I didn't have a coach or team or anyone to tell me what it was, so I came up with my own terms. And it makes sense, though. I think my terms make sense. I think they're cool. Yeah. So, yes. Let's take a look at the chat here. I thought I had the chat open, but I don't see it. Let's see here. And honestly, there's these 3D renditions of how the U.S. extrapolated Maduro. I think you should watch that, man, because it'll send chills up your spine how efficient the CIA and our government is. The story is Trump went to the CIA and said, what do we have of Maduro? And of course, because our country is amazing and our spy technology is just beyond belief better than everybody else's, I have to be honest. We know more about everyone else than they know more about us. It's a fact. Because if they didn't, they'd have the edge, and they don't. And so he literally thought he was safe sitting in his palace. He was surrounded by 150 soldiers inside a giant fortified palace with I think even Israel gave them some defense, or not Israel. Yeah, not Israel, but they had the Russians gave them some defense. They had Chinese stuff. They had radar. And so, our government had studied the palace. Our CIA had studied the palace he lived in for 5 years straight. They knew every passageway, every window, every stair, every single wall. And then they recreated it, made fake places and underground places. And they had in Delta Force, right? They had Delta Force, 12 guys. And these 12 guys knew the entire palace they knew the entire palace. For 5 years, these men practiced for this over and over again. They did it every week till it was muscle memory. You understand? Over and over again. We have someone who knows how to take out every single other world leader right now, training right now. We know every building, we know every nook and cranny. You have to understand this. So when we came, right, what they did is they sent helicopters low that were under radar. They were too low for radar. All right? By the time they got picked up, and then what they did is they sent they sent fighter jets scrambling above. And then we hit their radar detectors really quick with some missiles. And then we bombed a bunch of the areas away from civilians. So there was fire everywhere. Civilians thought they were under attack. People were scared. It was 2 a.m. in the morning. But next thing you know, what happened was he had 140 troops guarding this thing. Only 40 of them stayed in the palace, and 100 ran out to go see what was happening in the other places. They got discombobulated, didn't know what was going on. A Chinook helicopter comes on the top of the building, releases 12 men, 12 Delta Force. They shoot they just pop, suppressors. You don't even hear it. Pop, 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 pop. Suppress fire. They take down the guards. They detonate the door. They get into the palace. They know the whole palace. They find Maduro. They take him out. They throw him back to the roof. They throw him inside of they put him literally upside down in a chassis. A chassis. He gets pulled up by a rope into the helicopter. They grab his wife, send her up. it was like, don't mess with the, I don't want to piss anybody off here. But I am an American, and you don't want to mess with us, man. You don't. All right? You don't. We're tactical. We think about every single thing before we do it. We started the CIA. Every other country stole our ideas to create, you know what I mean? We started this stuff, man. All right? Sam, I love you, but you're talking about my uncle's death and bragging he was innocent. Your uncle's death? Who's your uncle? Your uncle was one of the guys who was guarding the palace? Yeah, I mean, there's casualties, man. I'm so sorry if that's true, man. My uncle's death, and I'm bragging about your uncle's death? Well, here's the deal. My third cousin was killed in the line of fire, you know, as a U.S. Marshal. And honestly, he was doing something that, I don't know, I don't even want to get into it, but it was a known thing around the country called Ruby Ridge, you know. The American is no longer the strong America we once had. Trump ruined it. I disagree. That's not true. Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah, that's a complete lie. Yeah. Because I'm here and I'm super strong. So that's just a lie, man. And there's a million men like me here in America ready to go. I'm from Venezuela. We were so happy my President Trump took Maduro, put him in the cold jail in New York. See? How many people here from Venezuela were happy with what happened? You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm just telling you what happened. I'm not, you're bragging about it. No, I'm not bragging about nothing. I'm showing you what happened. Okay? And no offense. Hey, if you want to guard Maduro, you might get taken out. You're a guard, man. So he did his duty. You know, God bless your uncle or something. He did his duty. He was supposed to guard the palace. He died doing what he was supposed to do then. So I think he died in honor. You know, I guess, you know, I may not be on the side you're on, but he died in honor. That was his job. He did his job, right? So I'm an American. It's good we did that. See, we got Americans with Puerto Rico. Anyone that I know from Venezuela is saying that it's great. Yeah, you're actually bragging. You know what? I am bragging. I love America. I am bragging. I am bragging. America rocks. I'm going to brag about America all day long. America's the best, man. It is what it is. USA for life, baby. I ain't never going to turn my back on my country, man. Never. Anyway, the way they did it was amazing. If they didn't do it perfectly, not one Delta Force guy got killed. Not one U.S. casualty, man. Nobody died on our side. That had to be planned perfectly, bro. For not one person to get sniped, it had to be done absolutely, like without fail, tactically done. That's all I'm trying to say. All right? We're proud of our country. Yeah, we are. We brag about being American. Maybe you don't brag about your country, but we brag about being American, man. All day long, baby. All right? And I don't say sorry. All right? You've changed my whole look on life, Sam. Could you please look at silver and gold of 100%? Let me get out of this. But hey, it was a big thing. I couldn't believe it happened. It was interesting. So the daily. I just want to see the daily go 2 more days, slow sideways. Stay above 94, you know, maybe it goes to 93.8. There's a chance it dips a little bit, and then we have the rippy back to the upside. It would be nice if it could stay above previous support as resistance, but there's no guarantees. We don't know for sure, right? 12-hour, 22, resistance by the 200 moving average. 8-hour, wow, the 8 hours on the 21. It's funny, the 8 hours doing what the 5-day looks, upside down. It's coming back towards the 21, but what a very strange price structure. Let's take a look here. It really does still kind of creep out that we could be kind of entering in a descender, right? Like bring this up. You only have 2 candles, so it's not a perfect trend line just yet, but it's starting to question, and you got to start questioning the idea. So now you're like, okay, you kind of need an 8-hour candle to break above 95.6, and you'd like it, like if tomorrow morning an 8-hour candle is above 95.6, then man, that daily's ripping, the 4 hours ripping, and things are on our way. We're down here tomorrow. I mean, this is likely going to roll over. So basically, you're going to know in 24 hours, because in 3 8-hour candles, we're either going to be out here or tighter in here about to dump. So, you know what I mean? And that will be your confirmation for a short if 2 8-hour candles end up in this hole instead of out of here. So I'd watch your 8-hour. It's going to give you a lot of insight right now. And when we come close to that 21, there's going to be a movement. I've studied that for long, long periods of my life. So look, and then could the 4-hour come down? So I would watch the 8-hour today and the 4-hour. They're very interesting time frames. And kind of rounded tops don't pay the bills. It kind of is a rounded top. I don't know. I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing right now. I have to be honest. It doesn't look amazing. But I've gotten mixed signals the last few days, and anything is possible. So right now, actually, you have to say that was your bottom there. So I have to bring the trend line up. And again, I would have to express this as an ascending triangle. I mean, a symmetrical triangle that could break up or down either way. You see? Very tight. And then, you know, does it break all the way back up here to 97? Does it break down past the 200 moving average, right? And that level right there is 96,000. This level right here is 93,107, right? I have to be honest, these dump more than they do. Like, this looks like you're going to end up here at the 200. Looks like you're going to be testing the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. At the same time, I could see a huge short squeeze. It's low volume weekend, getting very tight inside this angle. You got to say, though, resistance, resistance. So here's the deal. You break out, you retest, that's your long. You only long you get back above 95.8. Otherwise, you're playing Russian roulette because you know you can't figure out what's going to happen. So you're either in a short with a stop up here and you let it pummel, or you wait for it to break out on long. To me, I see no other option, or you do nothing. I think nothing is the best on a Saturday, so that's how I leave it. We could take control of the moon, too. Yeah, we're going to go take the moon. We're going to take Greenland. We're taking Greenland. I'm telling you right now. We're going to take Greenland. Everyone's getting all up in arms. This is the thing. Everyone's getting trivial about Greenland. I can't even draw it right? But everyone's getting trivial about Greenland. And let me just explain to you, like, I know it's not cool to take over another country. That's not America's deal. We're not trying to do that. For years, we haven't been doing that. So why would you? We're not all of a sudden, Trump's not a totalitarian. We're not all of a sudden becoming tyrants here. Here's the deal. Here you have America, right? And you got all this stuff, Canada, and you got Greenland. You got Russia and all. Russia is like they're telling us that Russia, and again, they are saying this. It can't, but I heard it has been verified. But again, I'll do my research. This is the idea. I'll find out if all of this is true, and we'll continue. But this is the idea. Russians have subs out here, man. Nuclear subs. The Chinese want in on Greenland. Once the Chinese get a hold of Greenland, they can get all the resources, get super powerful, and then those resources could crush us. The same reason we took Venezuela. We didn't take Venezuela for the, it was about the oil, but it wasn't. China was going to take all that oil. China had access to that oil. They were meeting with Maduro. He had just signed a $10 billion deal with China. They were thinking they were going to get all the oil, man. And that you can't let China get all the oil right there beneath the United States. So they're going to basically take all the resources right there below us, become super strong, set up right below us. And then again, you'll have Russian subs, right? So we had to take Venezuela for your safety, for my safety, for the safety of the world, my friends. You can't we're a superpower, but at least we're like a somewhat stable superpower. You give China the power we have, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be the same world. I promise you that. I promise you that on my life, man. They are communist. They will treat you. You don't want to live in a Chinese communist world where they run the world. I'm telling you right now. So what do? You have to stabilize, and you have to destabilize them. So we destabilized China when we took Venezuela. You understand this? So I just want you to open up your mind and realize this was a game of chess, way bigger than the trivial. Oh, Trump's taking people's countries and stealing all the oil. Yeah, we took oil, but it was only for China not to get it. Mainly, that was the main reason. And resources. Greenland is the same exact reason. We solidify Venezuela and Greenland. We become stronger, less untouchable. We solidify the fact that capitalism and a republic, right? Because we're not a democracy in America. We are a republic. I don't think people realize that, right? Look it up. You can see that we are a republic. So my point is that, I'm not saying we don't go around the world. I'm not saying we haven't done crazy things. I'm not saying there's not bloodshed on American, war, American our Department of Defense, or Department of War now. I know I could go up, Cambodia, again, I get it. We're not perfect. But I'm telling you right now, I'd much rather the U.S. be running things than Russia and China. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm pretty sure I think you think the same. But maybe not. Maybe you guys want Russia and China to run the world. I don't know. So when you criticize Venezuela and Greenland, you're saying that you want to live underneath a communist regime You want the Russians and the Chinese to take over the world. That's what you're saying. So it's not a power grab for Trump. It's a strategic defensive move to keep America in the stronghold. Understand? That's what it is. And if anything, it could stop World War III. Because it could create so much, it could solidify the U.S. a stronghold. We could create a missile defense system here that will just make it obsolete to even hit the United States. Anyway, also it looked like the Danish came and the people from Denmark came and they had a pretty good deal. They shook hands. It looks like they got more. They were going to pay them more than their entire GDP was ever worth for Greenland. All right, so. Pump it, baby. Russia can't even take Ukraine. It's little sister. Exactly. Hey, there you go. Even better then. You know what I mean? Even better then, right? Madeira was a rescue op, not a capture. Hey, maybe you're right. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. I like green candles. I cannot lie. Amen. Yeah. Anyway, we have to talk about this because this will affect the markets. Someone say, Sam, get back to the charts. This is the charts. Like, you got to kind of discuss geopolitical nuances here that are going to affect your everyday trades. Gold, silver, spiking. I believe they use silver in missile technology too. And they do. They use silver in missile technology and war too. So, gold and silver too. Silver in computing, gold in computing. Microchips. Nobody need to rule the world. Just obey the United Nations resolution. Oh, please. You're one of those? Oh, my God. Cartels in Mexico need a little visit from the U.S. Armed Forces, right? 100% agree with you. Keep saying as if something went down and the president was being saved, they would stop to pick you up. We would all be casualties of war. Bro, be real. Yeah, you'd be casualties of your own war, so you should have your own thing stacked. Dude, are you really serious? You think I think someone's going to save me? You guys are crazy. So funny, man. Don't you know who Sam Price is? My mom and dad are dead, man. I got nobody. I don't think anyone's going to save me but God. You know, and even then, God helps those who help themselves. I'll save myself. God will show me how to save myself. I'll stay loyal in the present time. You put me in a jungle, and I guarantee I'm coming out. Put me in a jungle with 1,000 men, man, in a state of war. I'm coming out. I'm carrying dudes on my back. I'm going back in to get more people, man. I'm Forrest Gump. Yo, look at these eyes, bro. I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with any of you. I'm a warrior of the light. I'm a warrior poet. I will risk it all for the biscuit, man. You've never met someone like this. Every single day, I haven't taken a day off since February of 2021. Let's get real. Who do you think you're talking to over here? I ain't no little chumpeasy over here, eh? All right? Let's get real. You're talking to one of the strongest I'm one of the strongest people in YouTube, man, and I will brag about it. No one has gone on a streak like I have. Nobody. Everyone eventually got sick. Eventually their girl broke up with them. Eventually something happened in their life. They took a day off. They had to travel. It didn't work. They didn't schedule it right. And they had to schedule. Their wife made them do something, or their kids made them do. Not me, man. I never put anything before this show. Not for 5 years. You've never seen anything like this. It's the most unique story on YouTube. And yes, I will brag about it. It's insanity for me to do what I've done. Insanity. All right? So I don't apologize. I don't lower my standards. And I don't have to stoop to anybody's level. I'm me. And I don't change if you criticize me. I don't change if you call something out. I am what I am, man. All right? God bless you all. Sammy no pants over here. Hey, touch some grass over here, right? Hey, Sam, turn up the volume just a little bit, brother. You're funny, man. Cartel this, cartel that. Brr. Cartel, no, you're funny. Much love, Sam. Shout out to Stash. Shout out to everybody out here on the live. Yeah. I almost lost my life today, so I'm not really like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of a little candid. You might be candid when you could have rolled over a ladder and been dead. You know what I mean? So I'm happy. I'm free, man. And I don't want to, I don't want to live for other people. I don't want to tiptoe around so everyone will call me Happy and Sam. Oh, Sam's not. No. I get to be myself whenever I want, however I want. That's the life I chose. All right. Yeah. I kind of like this idea. This guy's saying he's not captured. It was a deal made in a clean escape. Maybe the Chinese were coming to get them. I don't know, man. I'm open-minded. There could be something we don't know. Yeah, and even, you know what Trump did recently? You know what we did recently? We took a triangular craft over Mexico. Did you hear about this? Or Colombia? I think it was either Mexico or Colombia, and they looked up and they saw a triangular craft. So our CIA flashed one of our, like, otherworldly weapons at them and let them know, like, keep messing around, and you're going to find out. They did this last week. This is another true story. All right? Things are going to change, man. A lot is going to be revealed in the next few weeks, in the next few months, that I don't think any of you are ready for. Okay? But if you had family, I've had family in intelligence. You know, my uncle's a U.S. Marshal. There's my other friend, one of my good friends, great-grandfather was like one of the very deep in the CIA. The Irish, you know, Scottish Third Masonry, Irish, Scottish. You have to understand, like, the Freemasons, Bill Donovan started. I am very Irish, Irish-American. We are connected to a lot of the three-letter agencies. You know, we all have uncles, cousins, brothers, people that are in the CIA, FBI, stuff like that. I saw one of those triangular crafts hovering in the air one time. No mess, no casualty, just snuck in and got a high-value target. Nothing got messy, I know. Oh, so you think that's impossible? I could agree it did seem a bit impossible. Either we're that good or it's, yeah. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I'm looking at this, and it looks like it could go either way. It's a 50-50 pattern. I could see us dump back down to the 200 tomorrow. I could see us come back up. The 8-hour looks interesting. The 8-hour is trying to tell us that there's a good move coming up because it's testing the 21 moving average. See? The 21's coming near that 8-hour. It's getting pretty dang close, which tells us a move is coming pretty soon. With low stochastics, that's quite interesting. So I'm getting mixed signals again. I'd like to see us just go sideways until the CME gap opens up so there's no gap. So I'd like us to go sideways till 6 p.m. And then at 18 right here, which is 6 p.m. on Sunday, we'll get the move here. Right here, 18, right? Yes, because 24 is 6. So that's going to be Sunday night at 6 p.m. That's when the futures open on the CME, and then we can get a move. That way we won't get a gap, right, in the CME because we've been sideways all weekend. So they could just be trying, you know, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do nothing. So let me show you where we're going to be tomorrow morning when I show up on my stream at about 8:30. So 8 in the morning tomorrow is right there. So let's mark that. 8 a.m. tomorrow is right here. I didn't hit the green box. I did. Remember the other day, last week, I hit it like twice. So to me, I say we're sideways because of the CME. So I say we're like right here when we wake up tomorrow. When I do my show tomorrow at 8 in the morning, I say we're sideways. Kind of in the same place, wondering what happens. We just get low volume, sideways throughout the night. No big dump, no big pump. Just we're in the green box when I show up. All right? You might know karate, but I know crazy. I love that. That's funny, man. Where's the gold? Who has the Bitcoin? All right? I don't know. So here's the last thing I want to talk about. Today we talked about Bitcoin-backed mortgages. So right now, your base layer for a mortgage is fiat currency, but that's disappearing. Like, you have, your down payment, your principal, your interest, all this, but it's all based off the US dollar, right? Your down payment is in USD. Agreed? Yeah. And then, but that's a collapsing entity. That's losing value. It's losing faith. It's actually high risk right now. Right now, everything in the world in all these markets, whether you have a mortgage, whether you have derivative swaps, whether you have, let's just say HELOCs on your property, whether you borrow, whatever you're doing, it's based in the US and it's based on the dollar, which is risk, right? The dollar's getting more and more risky. Let's be dead honest. Like, it's not going to be around for the next 100 years. I don't think so, right? They printed 80% of it since 2020. They printed 80% of the money in circulation. That's so scary. That's insane. That's what Mike Maloney told me was going to happen, and it's happening. So they printed 80%, okay? Right? Look at this guy. Look at this softy. We'll go back to Jason at Tom Crown. Why? Because my TA is not good enough for you, man? You are joking, annoying. Wow. And you swear on the show, man? Kick rocks, man. Thank you. Peace out, brother. Yeah, get out of here. Don't ever... My daughter watches this show. How dare you swear here? She just saw that, actually. It's horrible. You're a horrible person. Get out of here. Go hang out with them 3 days a week, okay? So here we go. Yeah, because you don't want to be here every single time. You can't handle that. So check it out. So proper risk is based off the US dollar. It's not good. So what if we started a mortgage with a Bitcoin-backed security, right? What if the mortgage was started with Bitcoin backing, right? I hope he snubs his toe. I know, right? I'm Sam. I know. None of those YouTubers even show a TA for real. They're funny, man. Today's stream is so unhinged. I love it. Yeah, man. It is what it is, man. You can't handle the truth, right? Life for the realest out here. The realest people like me because I don't play games, man. If I was here for views or likes, I would cater to all you and kiss everybody's butt, right? And say, hey, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry that hurt your feelings. Join the 99. You know, it's like, no. I'm a real person, man. You can't hold me down by money. I'm not going to make decisions based off money. No, I'm a businessman, but sometimes I'm me, right? You out of here. Yeah, exactly. He was a faker. He was a fake lifer anyway. Like, he was never going to be a real lifer. Yeah, no lifer would treat me like that over one night. They'd be like, Sam's having a rough night. I'll get him next. I'll get him tomorrow. Even if you got annoyed, might be like, hey, he's a little off tonight. I'll come back tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a human being. So here's the deal. You take Bitcoin. Say you have 20 Bitcoins. And you're that lucky, right? Let's say you have 20 Bitcoins. And you have a hardware wallet. And what you do is you bring them to the hardware wallet, and you bring the hardware wallet, and they get like multi-sigged inside of an account. And only three things can happen. They take the Bitcoin if you don't do the loan. You capture the loan and you receive the Bitcoin, right? Or it stays in escrow until you're done, right? So like there's only three, so you make the contract that stays in escrow till you're done. And then only two things can happen. They take your Bitcoin or you replace the money that creates the loan. Now check this out. The way he explained this to me was fascinating. Look at this. They talked about 50-year mortgages, right? And remember that was talked about for a few weeks? That disappeared. Why? Because what they explained to me is there's called risk duration. The longer a mortgage is open, the riskier it becomes. Let's be honest. World war, differences, times, changes, foreign currencies, right? Think you even had a mortgage open before Iran went belly up. The mortgage might have been fine, and then when the currency went down, that changed a lot, right? So when you have a 30-year fixed mortgage, it's it's somewhat cheaper than a 15-year. Your monthly payment is cheaper, but it's called duration risk. There's 15 more years now that you have to worry if that person's ever going to pay back the loan or not. There's risk involved. So every time you add, so if you had a 50-year mortgage, you're going to add way too much risk duration, understand? That's not plausible. So they got rid of that. You're not going to hear that anymore. I'm predicting what's going to happen, and I'm telling you why through logic. They're not going to do the 50-year mortgage because what it does is it actually creates too much risk. So look at this. In a 15-year mortgage, if you borrowed $1 million, you'd pay $1,259,471. All right, I took notes today. I was taking notes at the conference. Why not on your phone? I like to write, you know? Yeah, I like to write. So, exactly. So check this out. So then 3-year, right, is $1,579,100. Hey, John, I'm going to give you one chance to just apologize and we can start on a new foot. No, I really am, because I'm not that guy. So here we go, because you seem like a cool dude. Crypto John 55. Do you want to say sorry? I'll say sorry. Do you want to start over, man? Because I do TA for 7 days a week. You really want to miss some of my awesome calls because you got you got a hair over your butt for a minute. I'm being honest. Like, I'll bend the knee. I'll say sorry. I'll say I get it. Maybe I was a little rash. You could say the same, and we could say, you know what? Let's just start fresh. So if you're willing to start fresh, I'm willing to start fresh. The ball's in your court, man. All you got to do is write, hey, I'm full of love, light, and happiness, and I'm going to choose love. I'm going to right now, watch. I'm going to say, I choose love, John. Let's see if you can do the same. Let's see if you're as big as a man as me. Let's see if you can choose love. Watch this. This is your chance right now to choose love or hate. Like you are put on the spot. All right. Here you go, right? Do you choose love, John? I'm asking you, man. This is your chance right here. Do you choose love, man? And say, you know what? The guy's been live every single day. Do you choose love? You got a chance right now. Your name, where is he here? Somewhere in there. Lost him now in the moment. I'm in your, yes, if you're in my group, I love you, man. Don't yell at me. Why would you be mean to me? Why would you be in the group and be mean? So weird, bro. Like, you hear me every day. You know my mom and dad died. You know I go through so much up and down. It's like, why would you? He goes, so I will get your info. So you hate me, but you can't, but you still want the money. Well, it's, I love you, man. I love you. If you're in my group, I love you because you're supporting me, bro. And if you're supporting me, you're a beautiful person, man. So God bless you, all right? I'm sorry if I offended you, all right? I guess I will be a businessman now, you know? I love you, man. But I choose love, bro. I never want you to be upset. Like, I want you to be happy. I'd make this whole show about making you happy. I really would. I'll stop it all right now just for you, man. All right? So the 50-year mortgage doesn't work. So listen to this. This is important. You guys are like, I seen some people sign off. We had 659 people here. I'm giving you really good advice, good information. No, 30 life advice. 30-year mortgage, you pay 1.579191. So you pay $579,000 on the loan in 30 years on $1 million. People think you pay a lot. So you borrow $1 million, you pay 1.579191. Now, on a 50-year mortgage, you're going to pay 1.291300, man. On a $1 million. You see, you're going to pay $2.2 million for that home. So if you do a 15-year, you're going to pay 1.259 for the house, for the $1 million loan. You're going to have to pay $259 for getting the money for the house. The house doesn't go up in 10 years. If in 15 years the house doesn't go up in $259,000 in value, you're going to be down. In 30 years, you're going to pay 1.579, and in 50 years, you're going to pay $2.291 million. So it doesn't work. It's going to make you broker in the long term. It's going to lower your monthly payment, but it doesn't make sense because of the duration risk involved. It adds too much duration risk, which actually compiles the principal away from the interest, and therefore it's not a sustainable idea. That's PMI versus BMI. PMI is using money. BMI is using Bitcoin, right? So when you start using Bitcoin as the base layer for a mortgage, it changes the entire situation, okay? It changes it takes a 30-year mortgage and it turns it into 5.1 or maybe even 8.6 years. You see this? It takes a 30-year mortgage and it actually turns into it takes 8.6 years to pay the home off. Why? I'll tell you why. What happens is you put the money into escrow. So you put the Bitcoin, the 10 Bitcoin, 20 Bitcoin. It gets split in half, all right? In ownership, your 50% that you put in and the 50% the bank owns, right? Or whoever you're doing business with. Now they own a piece of the acquired asset as it goes up in value. Understand? They can then use that to pay off the loan that you're using. So as Bitcoin goes up, there's more value there you can borrow against and then continue to use that to cut the loan in half. You see what I'm saying? Because the asset is going up in value. The dollar doesn't go up in value. The dollar stays the same. So when you put the down payment on the dollar, it actually loses value over time. This is different. Bitcoin doesn't do that. So when you make Bitcoin the base layer of a mortgage, it changes the whole entire situation. And this is what I learned today. I kind of knew this stuff, but like on a real mass scale. Okay? And so they were explaining this to me. And then what you can do is you can lock up your Bitcoin right now. There was two companies there. One was Bitcoin Bay, right? Bitcoin Bay. And so what Bitcoin Bay is they were Bitcoin Bay. Where is Bitcoin Bay? They have a website? Bitcoin Bay. Bitcoin-backed mortgages. Disagreements through specialized lenders. You don't pay for the home directly in Bitcoin. Instead, Bitcoin serves as collateral to qualify for the loan. You see? Model is a U.S.-based offering crypto-backed mortgages where you can use Bitcoin, Ethereum, USD as a collateral to finance up to 100% of a house's value. without a down payment. The loan is secured by your crypto, which enables a secure custodial account on Coinbase or BitGo. During the loan term, you avoid selling your Bitcoin, thus sidestepping capital gains tax, right? So you don't sell the Bitcoin because you borrow against it. Landfriend uses a different model. So this is what I'm thinking, all right? Here's the deal. I'm going to teach you what I'm going to be doing. So I got Bitcoin, all right? I've been stashing it for years. I'm going to take portions of the Bitcoin. Let's say 20, 30 Bitcoins. Let's say 20 Bitcoins, okay? I'm going to park them in collateral. They're going to give me $2 million. You all right? They're going to give me a crypto-backed loan. I'm not going to have to sell the crypto. And they're going to say, you owe us, what, like, I don't know. It might be $7,000 a month or something, right, on the loan. I don't know what it is or how it worked, right? Then you put the $2 million, maybe with another partner, right? Maybe $4 million. You buy an apartment complex or something, $4 to $5 million. 10 to 20 apartments if we can, something like that. Maybe a little bigger scale. And then that starts bringing in cash flow. Let's say my portion of the cash flow is $30,000 a month or something. So I use the 30 to pay the $7,000 a month off on the loan. And as I get more, I pay the principal, and I keep paying the principal. Eventually, I use the money from the apartment building to unlock the 20 Bitcoin again, right? See? Now I have 20 Bitcoin and the apartment building. Understand? Then I go to another lender and I park the Bitcoin. And I borrow another. And I get another apartment building. And I pay that off until I get the Bitcoin back again. I do that over and over again and then I teach my daughters how to do this. And every time we take money out of Bitcoin, it's a non-taxable event because I'm borrowing against Bitcoin. Understand? Dude, this is how you become extremely wealthy. Okay? With Bitcoin. This is what the gold barons did years ago. This was the same way. This is what people do with real estate to this day. If you woke up today and your dad gave you $10, $30 million worth of real estate, you could borrow against it and try to find something that would pay you higher percentage than the loan on the bank gave you. Okay? As long as there's wiggle room there, you have enough to pay the loan off over time and get your initial back. Okay? And then every time you're spending money or getting cash, you're getting cash in a non-taxable manner. You're not selling the Bitcoin. So you could sell the Bitcoin. How dumb is this? You could sell the Bitcoins, create a taxable event, then it's $2 million in profit, and maybe you spent $200,000. Now they want their 1.8 mil in profits. Okay? You see? So now you're going to have to give them $600,000 or whatever it is in capital gains. You're left with 1.2 and then go buy an apartment complex. Would you have less money too? I don't know exactly what you'll get on the loan. Maybe they'll only give you 50 to 70% on your Bitcoin. I don't know if you'll get 100% on your Bitcoin. It'd be really cool if you could get 100%. Some DeFis are giving you 100%, right? We have liquid staking, which is matching exactly what you put in, and then you could stake that for even more. It's pretty interesting when you think about it. So I want you to understand this, okay? And I want you to figure out ways, and again, because a lot of the tax dollars are going to things that are horrible that you don't agree with, that are moral, killing, bullets, right? Why don't you use your Bitcoin in a way that creates tax-free incentives so you don't give your money to things that you don't agree with? Honestly, sometimes paying enough taxes to the wrong thing, you're paying for bloodshed. You're basically is blood on your hands almost. Isn't that kind of creepy? But if we can create taxable, untaxable ways to tap into our wealth and create, and I believe real estate is a key to this. So it's a Bitcoin real estate idea. And this is what I'm talking about, the flywheel effect. How we can create momentum on momentum. If I start this now at 43, by the time I'm 80, man, I'm going to have done it a few times, maybe 5 or 6 rotations, and then my daughter can pick up right where I left off. And when I die, the first thing she's doing is either paying off the loan on something or she's ready to take collateral out again. My daughter will then earn money from the rental income. That's the money she can spend. Now look at this. I'm going to break it down for you again. You create a real estate company. I'm going to blow your mind, man. So you create a real estate company. The real estate company starts producing profits from the loans you took out for Bitcoin. Now you got profits coming out. What do you do with those? I'll teach you. You buy Bitcoin mining. What? Yes. You put $500,000 in Bitcoin mining. Why? You can write it off. You can write off all of that the first year you buy the mining equipment. It's a write-off completely. So now Say your apartment building makes 500,000 that year. You buy Bitcoin mining the first year. You forego, again, there's times when you forego riches. You don't have the fancy Lamborghini. You don't go buy the nice suits. This is building. This is when you just keep pounding the money away. You don't get a chance to spend the money yet. You're not there yet. You didn't make enough to tell yourself you get to reward yourself yet. You're still building your family's wealth, okay? This is important. So you keep doing this. Now you take the 500,000 and you buy Bitcoin mining. You get to write off. So now, again, this business made no money. Why? You get to write off the 500,000 and the Bitcoin mining equipment. Now, every year, let's just say the 500 grand makes you 100 grand a year in Bitcoin. Not amazing, but it's a 20% return a year, okay? In 5 years, you make your money back in Bitcoin and you don't stop. This thing keeps going because it's a mining machine. You paid into mining and infrastructure. This is like an apartment building that keeps paying you rent. This continuously keeps giving you more Bitcoin, okay? So let's go back to it again. Now you're getting profits out of the miner. Now 100 grand comes out the miners. Now you use this to do a bathroom. Buy a Lamborghini. This is where expenses finally come from. Okay? So first you get a job, you buy Bitcoin. You buy as much as you can. You stack as much as you can with your money. You do everything you can to create fiat. Okay? You take the fiat. All right? You buy Bitcoin. You take the Bitcoin. You get a Bitcoin backed collateralized loan. You buy real estate. You let the real estate grow. As the real estate profits, you take the real estate profit, put it in Bitcoin mining. Dude, I'm telling you right now, there's so much tax write-off incentives here that it's blowing my mind. Like, this is going to make me a billionaire. Don't you understand? This is how I'm going to become a billionaire. Never mind other products I'm going to develop. Never mind other things I'm going to sell and the contract I get for the NFL when I get to do the games, because that's coming. You see what I'm saying? And Bitcoin's going to continue to go up in value. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, it's $1 million. And you started doing this at 95,000. It's not about 10xing your money. You're going to get even more than that through the compounded nature of the tax incentives and the fact that you're taking tax, because you're taking the collateralized loan money and borrowing off the Bitcoin tax-free to put it into cash producing assets. Then you're taking the cash that's producing and putting into Bitcoin mining, which is a write-off for the profit that you made on the, this is nuts. I have just, and again, this is 5 different people I talked to today, and I'm taking all their different things and putting them together with my scenario. This is it, man. This is it. This is it right here. You do this, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever you want. But I'm telling you right now, what I'm explaining today will change your life forever and could put you in the top 1% if you know how to utilize everything. Because there's a lot going on here that I'm explaining, okay? Should have a book of these drawings for sure. You know, the Sammy book of squiggles, right? You're blowing your own mind. I can see your face. I am. 100% depreciation is your big point. It is. That's huge. The first year you get to write off 100% of the mining costs because you gotta fork over all that infrastructure. You gotta buy the miners, right? So tell people about this, man. This is how we save the world, everyone. You know, you could say whatever you want about me, this and that, up and down today, but this is how we save the world. One step, one day, one moment at a time. And this is what I give you guys. I don't just give you technical analysis. I give you ideas, ideas that spark your ability to create wealth. All right? Sammy Squiggles, yeah. Here's a tip. If buying apps to renovate a restaurant, buy a historic building, 50 cents on the dollar, tax credits. Interesting. Hey, you're on it. I might I'll meet people like this guy and he'll teach me even more. I've been saying that someone print them and sell them. People I know are stupid. I'll save my breath. They're funny. Sam, what about the high cost of electricity? Financial freedom. That's why. That's why you only make 100 grand on your 500 grand. Now, if it was a better area and you were able to start your own mining and stuff, then you might make this better than 20%. But man, if I could get 20% a year off the Bitcoin mining, and if you started at the right time, well, Bitcoin starts to go up in value. And if you have a 5-year outlook, I think you're going to make more than 20%, because if Bitcoin goes from 95 to 360, you see what I mean? That'd be cool, right? When Bitcoin's 365. Yeah, just watch your Lamborghini short and it's fire. Thanks, man. I don't even know which one it is, but thank you. I appreciate it. I got a bunch of different editors doing a bunch of different things recently. This one here, my team puts these out. Let's take a look at this one. I didn't get to see it yet. It's kind of fun when people edit for you so we can see what the edit was. Let's take a look. Nah, this life. We're going to do it in this life. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. I felt like it could have been a little I'm an editor, so to me, this shot was a little too long. You don't want to stay on shots that's too long. People get bored. You got to cut quicker. 1, 2, 3, cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cut. It's all right, though. I get it. It works. It works. Yeah. I like the font could be better. I think this font's a little weak. I like a yellow font, something builder, a little more. You can't even read the white when it hits the thing. You should use yellow always. Never use white because white fades out. Always use yellow font. Remember, I use yellow font. So whenever I do a lot of these are mine. I do these myself.
I used to feel the same way until I learned how to trade. Now I'm making money from home. Becoming a consistent trader takes time, but once you get there, you don't have to leave your house. This frees up time to be with your kids and your family and do the things that you really love to do. Follow me to escape the 9 to 5. Do you wish?
Yep.
I want to talk about the daily grind. Anyone can hit the bottom.
Whenever you see the yellow, I did it.
Most traders don't.
So these I didn't do.
There's days in the market where it starts.
That I didn't do.
God bless. Let's
I did this one, right?
America, taking in the beautiful fresh air, and it's beautiful. Another day out here.
I do these.
This is why,
anyway,
this is why most
I edit and shoot some of my own stuff. I really do, man. Okay, so Bitcoin. I told you where it's likely going to be tomorrow. We put the green box out there. And that's kind of it. I wouldn't go too crazy in altcoins. Silver looks interesting. We got a lot brewing. Look for the CME tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow morning to see what happens with the green box. And I just gave you guys everything I learned today, man. I went somewhere, almost risked my life. I actually did risk my life to get there. Wow, look at the bounce right now. Dude, it looks like we could cook, man. You know me, I'm a perma bull at the end of the day. I try to say I'm open-minded, but I'm almost more of a bull than anything. I'm more biasly bullish. So I'm looking for this to skyrocket, baby. I like the 8 hour. Look at the curve on the 1 hour. That tells me we could get a bounce, man. I'll be honest, it looks like an inverted head and shoulder. Just like I said earlier, I think, to me, I see that breaking out. I got to make a call, man. That's an inverted head and shoulder, 68% chance. It looks like we're going to pump. I'm going to change my prediction, all right? I'm going to change. I never did that before. But you know what? I'm seeing something. I say we're actually up here when we wake up tomorrow morning. This thing could break out. Looks like there's a bit of a squeeze, possibly. But be careful. Been telling you, bro, I love you, man. You're on point. Sammy Cup in handy. Check the 5-minute, he says. 5-minute looks interesting. Kind of curving back up. We got to get above the 200 moving average. The 1 minute right now is in the model, folks. It's on the 21, above the 200. That's when we break up to the upside and get a move. So anything is possible. Anyway, I'm going to implement these tax strategies this year. This is the year I'm going to be implementing. I'm going to borrow against the BTC. I'm going to be putting it in to something different. And again, could things go wrong? Maybe they could. You could lose the Bitcoin. Let's be honest, right? There is some risk involved in all of this. You got to know what you're doing. You got to plan it out right. You got to, buy real estate in the right areas. Make sure things are going correct. All right. And, yeah, we're going to bump. Nah, we're going to dump. Plunger for you're funny. Yeah. And shout out to everybody here, man. I love you all. I thank you so much for being here with me every single day, Sorry if I was a little crazy at the beginning, but I have high energy, man. And I was raised by an iron worker. My grandfather was a bricklayer. I wasn't raised by kid gloves. All right, I'm a tough man. And I'm going to be tough on you because I want you to be amazing. And I want you to be tough. I don't want us to be soft here. All right. And I am American. I love my Americanisms. Sam, you can make videos or do lives teaching how to stay safe, private online, and exchange moving USD out different exchanges and best ways to navigate all the trading platforms. I could do that, yes. Yeah. All right, everyone. I love you. I appreciate you. I never miss my Saturday night streams. I think I missed one for the Celtics, and I think I came home and still did the stream that night. So, God bless you all. Anyway, I love you all. Pay attention. I wouldn't be trading tonight. If you have a real big long open and you're still in it, so be it. And if you have a short, whatever. But I wouldn't be opening up crazy longs or shorts tonight. It does look like we could get a pump, but be careful. It is more likely we're going to go sideways, and I'm drinking the bull Kool-Aid here. So, yeah. Let's take a look at the fan funding, which came in. I didn't know. First long live, the livers. God bless. Thank you. Super nice of you. Is this today? Hold on. Is this today's live chat? Someone say something in the chat. Can someone say something in the chat? Oh, yeah. No, this is it. Okay, yeah. This is it. This is the real chat. Amazing. Let's take a look at the fan funding. Hey, Sam, XRP getting a little push. I opened along on the 15-minute. How we looking? Hey, Sam, what do you think about SNEK? I wouldn't be trading alts tonight, but you do whatever makes you happy. Much love, Sam. You changed my whole outlook on life, Sam. Could you please look at silver and gold? Yep. Happy Dash, Deep Dive. Kurt. Golden Cross on the daily. And I'm exhausted. Honestly. I'm like covered in sweat. I almost lost my life. Golden Cross on the daily, 200 over the 50. Yeah, that's a pre-Golden Cross. It's the 50 crossing the 200. But you got yourself a pre-Golden Cross. So, yes, you're onto something, Urich. Thank you. Someone said Dash Deep Dive. I don't know if I'm going to do a deep dive, Kurt. But, like, Dash is a coin that's been around for a long time. That's the deep dive. It's a privacy coin. It has a very small supply. Like, it has I think it has about a $21 million supply, like Bitcoin. 21 million. I think, yeah, there's only 21 million Dash. You look at the circulating supply for Dash, 18 million max supply. Total supply right now is 12.55 million Dash. It's a very small supply. So that's another reason why, it's you know what I mean? Like, I like coins that have the Bitcoin supply, 21 million. Funny, all you needed was 21 million to run the world. It's just so fascinating, right? So you look at Dash. It came to the bottom, pumped back up. But it's away from the daily, so just let it come back. And it's just like Bitcoin. If Bitcoin respects this key level that it's at, so will Dash. If Bitcoin dumps, Dash will dump. So whatever Bitcoin does, Dash will do. I know you think, well, they might be somewhat or here and there. Like if Bitcoin goes sideways, it could pump. But if you get a massive pullback on Bitcoin, it's going to be a pullback on Dash to the 21. I think both of these are viable. If it bounces and goes sideways, there's your buy for Dash. That's aggressive. If it falls back and touches the 21, there's your buy for Dash. I still believe over time, Dash will be higher. But if you want to get in at 57 or at 82 is the question. All right. I hope I gave you some good insight there on Dash. Let's take a look at SNEK, the SNEKarino. Wow. I mean, everything Cardano is so sketch. Like SNEK looked good, bounced, came down, and then look. I wanted it to go sideways. If it did, it was a trade, but it just, it barely retested and it fell to the downside. I've never liked SNEK. I don't have a bag of SNEK. I like Cardano. I think SNEK's cool. Like, God bless them, but like, it's a meme. Looks like it's trying to figure out what Bitcoin's doing. And if Bitcoin falls off, it's like, maybe it's this low and it's going to bounce. That is previous. That's nice. You might get a huge run back to the 200 moving average. So be it. I just think it's too risky for me. It's not what I'm into. You bought the bottom here, you're now lower. You bought the bottom here, you're now almost right where you were, and you've been holding since October of 2024. So to me, you could be buying the bottom. That could be a great place before a massive rally. If you believe in SNEK. I don't, so I couldn't buy it. Yeah. But if you do, maybe you could. Let's look at gold. We already looked at silver. And gold is on a parabolic run to the upside. And I see gold running out. And I see it about to break out and go all the way up to 5. They're going to continue to print money, everyone. The more money they print, the more money they have to print. We know this to be true, so now they have to print more money. With that being said, this is what we're seeing. It looks like we're going to get a move here. So, yeah. And get a pump all the way back to like $5,800, right? So I'm bullish on gold continuing to pump. That's a rising wedge that's about to break out parabolically, defying the bear div after that dump back up and making a higher low. Again, could it dump back to the downside? It could. Let's take a look at the 3-day chart, but the 3-day chart's pretty close to the 21. And usually when you're that close to the 21, you're just beginning. I see this. And I don't see the rally ending till about here, because that's when the 21 and the 200 get apart, and that's when we start to fall. Tells us we get to about $7,000 an ounce till this gold rally ends, somewhere in February of 2027. Because 2026 is going to be a bull run, and we're going to have a horrible crash in January, February. I believe by March of 2027, we're going to take a pretty big beat down. Okay? 2026 should be our year to kick off. It really should be, after the debacle of 2025. All right. Let's take a look at XRP. My man said he opened along on the 15-minute with bull div. How is he looking? Well, again, that depends on what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin slumps, you'll fall. I know you're like, but it's XRP. But no. I wouldn't be trading on the 15-minute on a Saturday night. I think that's the worst thing you could be doing. But again, I can't tell you what to do with your money. But trading on a Saturday night, to me, is sketchy. If anything, I would be off of the smaller time frames. And you got to see if this 4 hour is going to break out. Again, it's all about Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin doesn't handle these levels. Neither does XRP. Bitcoin makes the bounce. XRP bounces. I like XRP above the 200 moving average. I like it consolidating. It looks interesting. Your 15-minute, however, that's sketchy. You say you got a little push. I opened a 15-minute bull div. How are we looking? Now, if you said the 15-minute bull div that you opened was right here, like this swing down and that swing up, I don't really see 15-minute bull div. Let me see. I think you did here, yeah. Right here, yeah. So you saw this swing up. You saw that swing up. You entered right there. I'd be careful, man. That's sketchy business. It is a div and it could bounce, but it's low volume Saturday night. It's waiting for whatever Bitcoin does. I'd be careful. All right, but you do whatever makes you happy. Long live the lifer. Shout out to everybody here. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to jump on out for the night. I think we went well over an hour. I can't believe I don't know how I did that. We started at about 9:35 and it's now, I don't know how I just did an hour and a half. I mean, if you told me that was an hour and a half, I don't know how it happened. We broke down the Maduro kidnapping. We showed you how to make massive amounts of tax-free incentivized wealth. And I gave you a lot of the things that I learned today. If you want to learn more, look up patent 11354666, Smart Dust. Okay? Yeah. Patent 11354666, Smart Dust. All right? I love you all. God bless each and every one of you. You can, you will, you are the best. May you continue to shine, push yourselves every single day, and be amazing. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow. I have a prediction for where we're going to be. Let's take a look at that one last time. Looks like silver is going to continue to do damage, take names, and kick butt. Bitcoin's actually ripping a little bit, which is good. And there's my green box. I'm suggesting that we break up tomorrow morning. We'll be in the green box. Inverted head and shoulder to me. I remember I said look out for these right shoulders. They were a little elongated, a little funkier. But hey, man, Bitcoin ripping. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'll see you in the morning. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. Thank you.